The Sonic ecosystem has been one of the biggest gainers in crypto over the last 30 days, especially when it comes to price action and TVL, better known as total value lock. This growth is extremely bullish, especially at a time when the overall crypto market has been trending sideways, with pretty much every type of altcoin getting crushed, from large caps all the way down to the tiny caps. But impressively, Sonic continues to show strength while many coins are still bleeding. So what makes Sonic so special? And more importantly, can it continue to run up? And how high can Sonic potentially get to at the peak of this bull run? But before we answer these questions, remember that nothing in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own research. Now let's get to what makes Sonic so special and a solid project for this upcoming bull run. So let's talk about the recent price action of Sonic. So right now Sonic is sitting at 85 cents with a current market cap of 2.7 billion. Its 24-hour trading volume is really high at over 550 million, and its total supply is sitting at a 3.1 billion in terms of the amount of tokens circulating. One thing to really keep in mind is the max supply right here, and we can see that it's infinite. So technically that makes Sonic an inflationary token. However, Sonic is actually using their inflationary tokenomics to grow their ecosystem, and we'll talk about one of those strategies in a minute. So when we look back at the price action, we could see that over the last 24 hours, Sonic has gained over 21%. And if we zoom out from the smaller time frames to the larger time frames, such as the 7-day, and then expanding even back to 1 month, we can see that each time the trajectory of the price action becomes more parabolic. So that's absolutely bullish to see, positive price action in this manner, especially at a time when the market is trending sideways and a lot of crypto projects are either seeing no growth or negative growth. So just being in this token, if you're got this token just in earlier this month, you would be able to almost do a 3x. You could see that, in early February, let's say February 7th, the market cap was only 1.2 billion. And just more recently, it reached its, local all-time high of 3 billion. So that would have been a close to a 3x within less than 2 weeks. So it's really nice to see the price action that Sonic is having at this particular moment. And one of the things that we had mentioned was Sonic's inflationary tokenomics, and one of the strategies that they're using to grow their ecosystem is airdrops. And you can see up to date that they have already airdropped over $163 million worth of Sonic tokens. So if you want a little bit more information on that, you could have a look at this page right here. So I'll leave the link to it in the description below, but I'll just read really quick in terms of what this airdrop, how it works. So right now we have an additional 6% of the 3.1 billion S tokens will be minted 6 months after Sonic launches, exclusively used for the airdrop program, rewarding both Phantom and Sonic users and builders. The airdrop features an innovative burn mechanism that rewards active participation and gradually reduces the total supply of S tokens. So you can see right here the ongoing funding. So 6 months after Sonic launches, the network will mint additional S tokens. So it mints those S tokens for these three main reasons. Number one is to increase S adoption, which is a Sonic token, and global presence. 2, to grow the team and scale operations to drive increased adoption. And 3, to implement robust marketing initiatives and DeFi onboarding campaigns. So to fund this program, an additional 1.5% of S tokens, which works out to be about just over 47 million tokens, will be minted annually for 6 years, starting 6 months after the main net launch. However, to guard against inflation, and this is the really cool thing, and we talked about the inflationary aspect of Sonic, since they could mint an unlimited amount of tokens, but they do want to guard against the price impact of inflation, and this is how they plan on doing it. So the network will burn newly minted tokens not used during the year, ensuring that 100% of all newly minted tokens from this initiative are allocated toward network growth rather than being held by the treasury for later use. For example, if Sonic Lab uses only 5 million tokens in the first year, the network will burn the remaining 42 million tokens. So that's really good to hear that they have a mechanism in place to guard against the effects of inflation. There's also a second link that I'll leave in the description below that talks about the distribution as well as the burn amount and examples right here, and you can have a look at the chart. So feel free to check it out. Links will be in the description below. So what sets Sonic apart from all the other blockchains and ecosystems out there? So if we go to the website, we can see that Sonic describes itself as the highest performing EVM L1 combining speed, incentives, and real world infrastructure powered by S. So in my own words, I would describe that Sonic has really two differential variables that separate from the rest of the blockchains. Number one is right here. You can see that it's really proud of its fast transaction speed and also its cheap transaction costs. We can see right here that the confirmation time is less than 1 second. This blockchain could transact over 10,000 transactions per second at an average cost of less than 0.01 cents per transaction. So it's a really fast blockchain, and it's really, really cheap to use. And the other main differential factor that Sonic has going for it is that it's also well known as the DeFi blockchain. And that's because Sonic was rebranded from Phantom. So if you're around in the last cycle, you're probably familiar with DeFi Summer. And one of the main blockchains that hosted a lot of those DeFi protocols was Phantom. So now Phantom has just been rebranded to Sonic, and a large part of that DeFi roots is due to the founder. So one of the founders is Andre Cronje, and a lot of people in the crypto space consider Andre Cronje as the godfather or the creator of the entire DeFi sector. And more particularly, he came out in the last cycle with a project called Yearn Finance, and that was the DeFi protocol that really set the standard for DeFi moving forward. So it's really awesome that Sonic has not only a Docs founder, but a founder that many would consider as the originator of DeFi. And in addition to the healthy price action that Sonic has experiencing over the last 30 days, another big thing going for Sonic is that its TVL continues to grow as well. So right now, Sonic is a top 15 blockchain when it comes to TVL, sitting at right now $677 million in TVL. So if you look at number one, Ethereum is number one, and the amount of total value lock on it is absolutely huge at 58 billion. So right now, Ethereum has a TVL of about 60 times that of Sonic. So there's lots of room for Sonic to grow. But what's more impressive than that is that Sonic is pretty much one of the few blockchains where over the last 30 days where it has experienced positive growth. For example, if you look at Ethereum right here, we could see that its growth is actually negative over the last 30 days at just under 10%. Also, Solana is the same thing, having a negative 20% change in its TVL over the last 30 days. So a lot of these major blockchains over the last 30 days have an actual negative TVL. Whereas when you look at Sonic over the last 30 days, it's actually gained over 300% in TVL. And the other project right here would be Hyperliquid at 123%. So even Sonic is almost 3 times in terms of the gain of TVL to the next biggest gainer if you're to look at the top 15 blockchains when it comes to TVL. Now, if we want to have a deeper look as to what projects and protocols are holding those TVLs, then we would just click on the Sonic tab right here. So if we do that, what's it going to do is take us to this page right here. So we could see that the really cool thing is we had talked about how the Sonic blockchain is the home for DeFi. So right here we could see that the top projects here come from the lending and yield aggregator type of projects. So the number one project right now on Sonic is Silo Finance. So Silo Finance is a lending protocol, and right now, out of that 677 million TVL, nearly 1/3 of that, sitting at 230 million of that TVL, is in Silo Finance. So if we keep on going down the list here, we can see that there's Avalon Labs, and Avalon Labs has TVL of just over 130 million. So one thing that I really want to point out is if you look at the types of projects that are found on Sonic, a lot of them do belong to DeFi types of projects, such as Silo Finance, lending. You have liquidity manager, lending, yield aggregator, liquidity manager, liquid staking, yield. So a lot of these protocols here do involve, the process of staking, and also for people to lend and borrow their cryptos as collateral. So right now, Sonic is showing a lot of positive signs when you compare it to other blockchains in terms of its growth in TVL. And in order for any crypto project to thrive in this ever-changing environment, they also need to adapt to the newest narratives in this particular bull cycle. So right now we can see that's exactly what Sonic is doing. So if we go to the X page, we can see that they already have a heavy consideration for meme coins. Right here, according to this post, you can see what meme coin is going to be the first to hit a $100 million market cap on Sonic. So track our current meme mania competition right here. So we click on this link here. I'll take you to this page here where you can track all the top meme coins on Sonic. So right now you can see that the meme coin ecosystem is fairly new on Sonic, and the top meme coin right here, Goggles, is sitting at a market cap of 17 million. So a lot of these are really, really tiny micro caps when it comes to meme coins. So it'll be exciting to see how the meme coin culture grows on Sonic. And also one of the other biggest narratives is AI, and we can see that the second largest project on Sonic by market cap is an AI agent project, and that would be Hey Anon. So Hey Anon right now, the market cap is sitting at $130 million. So just by these two examples right here, you can see that Sonic is starting to adapt and continue to evolve to include just more than DeFi protocols, including memes and as well as AI agents.